I should change the title of the stream now, too. Incredible.
And good luck.
All right, we're off. All right. Both players rocking their own different custom night sprites here. Of course, Ax with the traditional Finnish flag, and Shaddy with a bright green cloak. I like it. Okay, title is updated. So let's take a look at the board actually now. Wings. That's like a free goal. Quick slash. Left side of the board's not terrible. Got some random stuff. You gotta do Hornet and Hera, which sucks. Heavy blow, steady body, and 4 dream trees. All those are random, but you get the benefit of Monarch Wings and Quick Slash on that side of the board. Bottom of the board, pretty bad. Quick Slash is random, but fairly easy random goal to get. Extra Mask is fairly easy, but Devouts, Marmu, and Nail 3 are
600 geo from chest.
Oh, Jesus. Why does he have to be so loud? Let's see if Shaddy's stream is not so loud.
Yep.
Let's see. Top of the board. Wings, Fluke Hermit, Weaver Song, Wanderer's Journals, and 1500 Geo. By far the best looking side of the board so far. And Shaddy can barely even hear that. Okay. Can though, at least. So, all in all, top side of the board, by far the best. Right side of the board, not too bad. You got 1500 Geo and an extra mask. Both fairly simple, but you got a lot of random goals. So most sides of the board have, you know, two easy goals, but some other sucky goals with it, except for the top. Middle of the board, we have Dung Defender, CG2. Void Tendrils, Nosk, Wraith, 3000 Geo, Sharp Shadow, Stag Nest Vessel, and 15 Grubs. So really, this board fairly friendly compared to the last race that we just saw. We'll have to see if there will be any early game divergence in this one. Likely not, but you never know. Definitely a lot of random goals on this board, which is, you know, could make this race last a while. Like we saw in the last race, you know, if some of the random goals are in terrible locations, it can go on for a little bit longer. So, also excuse my lack of commentary in some scenarios. I haven't eaten anything yet today, so I'm snacking a little bit between important moments. Racers finishing off False Night no problem. Resulting in just some geo. They're pretty rich now, this early into the run. Shaddy picking up City Crest. And not getting all the geo. Just not getting what was in the chest. I think he only missed out on like 30 geo, so it's not a big deal. And Hive Blood is in the mound. Not a goal on this board, but does make the Hive much easier to traverse if either player would ever want to do that, like early in the race. That's going to be the Galaxy Brain play in some race. Someone's going to get Hive Blood and just rush Hive right away. And find, I don't know, Dream Nail. Claw. Ax doing damage tank strats on this Husk Sentry. Oof. You can do Hive with just Claw. It's not fun, but you can do it. Is that really loud? I can turn them down a little bit. This should be a much better volume, hopefully. Unfortunately, no divergence yet between the two runners. Both going to the same spot. Using the same route. Haven't found anything useful yet, though. Looks like Shaddy, though, opting not to go for the Shade Poke up to Salubra. He's gonna check Iselda's shop first. Our first real divergence in the run right now. Could potentially, you know, result in a lead for Shaddy, or in him falling behind. Really, this is just a decision point where, you know, it takes about a minute to do the Shade Skip to Salubra. And there's nothing there at Iselda's shop. But yeah, the skip to Salubra takes about a minute. Oh, and Cloak is there. But Shaddy finds wings in Sly's shop. And Quick Slash. That's 2 quick goals for Shaddy. And we have our sides determined already. We'll see what Shaddy decides to do now, though, with this. He'll probably go check Salubra and then do a Shade Skip up to Resting Grounds. So Shaddy will have Cloak. Actually, no, he won't, because he doesn't have enough money for it. But he'll know where Cloak is. Ax is gonna be mad about this now when he sees it at Sly. He'll know exactly what Shaddy did, though, instead of going out to resting grounds first. Shaddy is setting up for this, but so is Ax. Ax has the benefit, though, of having dash at this point, so he can move a little bit faster. Shaddy having trouble with the wings shade skip here. There he gets it. By far the easiest shade skip that you can do at Salubra. Second only to the zero shade skip version of that, where you have Claw and Crystal Heart, or Claw and Wings. You can just get up there. Okay. So, we just see a whole bunch of Geo, Soul Eater, and Dash Master in Resting Grounds. Unfortunately, we will not be seeing Dash Master, which sucks. Best charm in the game, stuck behind a whole bunch of Essence. So, despite Ax, you know, being 2 goals behind at this point, he does have a movement advantage right now. Can definitely go a lot faster than Shaddy can at the moment. Although Shaddy will be catching up here. I'm sure he's going to go to Salubra right away. Oh yeah, just hitting the stag lever. And then save quitting back to Salubra. This is really smart. Yeah, he probably should have waited a little bit longer. But there's like some weird middle ground with that. Where it doesn't count, or it gets locked between animations. If you save quit really fast, it counts, but if you like do an intermediate save quit, it doesn't. I don't know, it's really finicky. So yeah, he might not have that that stag at the moment. Ax, meanwhile, is going to get a bunch of masks. Or at least he got a couple, but is now heading down to Leg Eater. Interesting that Shaddy is choosing to free a lot of these grubs in the crossroads. We'll see here at the stag if Shaddy does in fact have resting grounds. Never mind, because he's going the other way. Maybe he's doing Crystal Peak now? Or he's just playing around in this room a little bit. Just having a laugh. Yep. Hugging some tic-tics. Actually, it looks like he's gonna go do the mound. And check Soul Catcher. This is smart. He can do this with a Shade Skip here with wings. Is it the best decision at this point? Maybe not, but it is something he can do. Fungal by far has the higher item density, but this is a check that's good to get out of the way now, so you don't forget about it later. I actually was not paying attention at what was at Leg Eater. I'm the best commentator and I was watching Shaddy instead of when a critical check was happening. Oh no. He failed the Shade Skip. Shaddy, what are you doing? That jump is not possible, Ax. Sorry to say. At least this Shade Skip is not difficult. He's getting damaged on purpose just in case he fails it again. This is one of the easiest Shade Skips, I think, ever. Oh my goodness, Mantis Claw. That is enormous. And Isma's tier is at Mantis Claw. This is going to be another early go mode seed, it looks like. Shaddy with the movement options already. The only thing really that they need now is, well, some spells would be nice, but also some, Dream Nail. Jesus, I can't think anymore. This could be a long time before Ax goes back there. Finding Boulder Shell at Dashmaster. So I'll get to be reminded here shortly what was that Leg Eater. Because I'm really good at paying attention. We'll see what Ax decides to do here. Looks like he's gonna just run out of fungal. Probably gonna go take the shortcut and go check Spore Shroom maybe. Go to Queen Stag, head up through Green Path. Alright, here's Leg Eater. Let's pay attention. Okay, a lot of gold-based, you know, items. But are any of them on this board? Spell Twister Shaman is, but that's not something that Shaddy's gonna get. So essentially no for him. Nothing important was there. No wonder Ax bought it. He didn't buy it though. Considered it. So Ax is in fact taking the shortcut there. It's important to note how much of a difference that Claw is going to make here in Fungal, because Shaddy can essentially clear it in one go since he has Claw. He can do Mantis Lords basically for free. Doesn't need to do a save quit to get back there. He can check Spore Shroom without any difficulty. And he can do the Wraiths check without having to wait for the pogo there. So getting Claw here is going to save Shaddy a ton of time. Ax going for this mask piece here. This is possible with only wings. Not all that difficult. Should have opened the gate probably before getting the piece. Ax2u does love memes, for sure. So we'll probably just see a very standard Green Path play here from Ax. I would imagine, just doing a bunch of checks. One thing he could be prioritizing here would be getting Geo in the bank. Although he could come back at any time, it's not really in any danger. And it's right next to the Stag Station. He's in no real hurry to get that goal. Plus, since he has the Mask Shards one available to get out of his home row, it's not super urgent that he does the bank goal right now. Interesting though that... Nice one, Shaddy. Since Shaddy has Claw, he can get up into Howling Cliffs, which isn't a huge deal for him, but for Ax this would be a really big deal because the Stag Nest Vessel Fragment is a goal on his side of the board. So if Ax had Claw right now, he could do a Mask Fragment into the Stag Nest Vessel Fragment very quickly and get to the middle of the board. In which case you would probably want to rush Dung Defender, I would think. It's a pretty easy goal to get to. And they have easy city access as well. Yeah, looks like Shaddy is going to turn this into a complete fungal clear. Or not. Probably thinking he's not super well equipped to deal with the Mantis Lords. So he's just leaving. Leaving the Mantis Lords for later. I personally probably would have fought the Mantis Lords here, so you don't ever have to come back. But it's hard to disagree with skipping them when you don't have a ton of damage. And it's going to take a couple minutes to do those checks. I think it's worth it, but there's an argument for doing it this way too. Making the gamble that there will be nothing there at Mantis Lords. Meanwhile, Ax finding vanilla wraiths. Randomizer doing a fantastic job of randomizing things. And wraiths is on the board. You're right. So that is in reserve for Ax right now, and will be for a very long time. Unless he goes and gets Soul Catcher and does the play that I mentioned before, which will get him to the middle of the board fairly quickly. But at this point, it's probably unlikely that we see that. Shaddy doing a quick check here. Joni's Blessing. It looks like he was going to go to Deep Nest. Nope. No early Deep Nest play. We'll see if he goes and checks Wraiths. He probably will. Shaddy, what are you doing? Just a minor stroke there. Okay, Ax bailing out. I'm going to the left there. Looks like he's going to get the bench first. It is faster to save quit back. After going to get that grub in the chest over there. But if you are already in the massive Moss Charger room, it's probably just faster to keep going that way. This backtrack is probably slower. Not sure what the point of killing these guys is. So he doesn't need the Geo here. The Queen Stag is 120, I believe. The Green Path one is 140. Could be wrong, but yeah, 120 here. So he was farming Geo for really no reason. And we have a damage spell. This will be useful for our runners. VS has a lot of utility. Won't be needing it for any stall skips at this point probably, but still nice to just have that extra damage. It does unlock Balder Shell as well. So one additional check since we have a Balder Kill item now. Shaddy getting hurt. Ax continuing up through Green Path. We'll see if he... No, he's not. He's not going to go up to Cornifer and get that grub. Interesting too, since Void Tendrils is on the board. Also here, Shaddy choosing not to go check Wraiths. This isn't the worst for him. I mean, it sucks that he can't get to the middle of the board with this now, but it also is somewhat pinning Ax, because Ax now has one less reserve goal that he can use. And we don't know when Shaddy's going to go back and do that check. And Fragile Heart, I believe, was at Thorns. I was watching Shaddy kill a giant moss thing. These trackers are so nice when you miss something happen. Looks like Ax is gonna go get Balder Shell and then continue on and finish with Hornet and Shape of Un, I would guess. Farming up a bunch of Geo on the way. And this kill should be no problem if he can ever get in the chest. Not sure what Shaddy's doing. Getting a little bit lost, I guess. Now deciding he wants to quit out. Sharp Shadow at Balder Shell. Which is on the board. And that is both of Ax's reserve goals. So this is what I was talking about with Ax. By Shaddy not checking Wraiths, this is essentially requiring Ax to go and do a goal to clear his reserve. So at this point, if you're Ax, I think you have to go and do a mask and get that completed, and then mark Sharp Shadow and get that out of your reserve. Unless, of course, Shaddy decides to go and get Wraiths or finds another copy of it, but probably not very likely. And we did see from Shaddy's screen that him hitting that Resting Grounds lever and quitting out that early did not get him the stag. So he's going to have to go back there at some point. Thankfully, he's doing a Resting Grounds play here anyway. So, or Crystal Peak play here anyway, so this will put him right at Resting Grounds at the very end of it. Doing a little Crystal Pogo for swag, even though you can just use dash and wings to get up there. Meanwhile, Ax continuing up and is going to check Hornet. So what are the things that he could lose here? He could lose Weaver Song, potentially. Really, that's kind of it, though. There's nothing else that he could find and then be locked out of. Would be unfortunate, though, to lose that goal in the middle of the board. Making quick work of Hornet 1. And it's Fury. Nothing important. Going to continue on to Shape of Un to check that, while Shaddy finds Glowing Womb at Deep Focus. Not on this board. It is part of a goal, though. I know a lot of people don't like to check Crystal Peak, but it actually has some really good item density, especially if you can full clear it. Especially since you can get the shopkeeper's key when you're here, and that in itself can have, you know, multiple items with it. Plus it leads into a Shade Soul check. And a Bistreak being found at Shape of Un. Now Axe has a lot of damage potential. Shaddy gonna probably go kill this Crystal Guardian. Crystal Guardian 2 is on the board. I like this play. I forgot that this was on the board for Shaddy, so now this Crystal Peak play makes even more sense. This is gonna be multiple goals for him, or multiple goals, at least a goal, in addition to all the checks that he can get out of Crystal Peak. And after this, I kind of want to see him go and do Dung Defender. I think that'd be a really good play. Axe making a detour to Resting Grounds for what? What are you doing here? Must be going to city. Interesting that Shaddy is not doing CG2 right now. I mean, there wouldn't be much value of adding mask shards to the tracker, really. Because you can see their total mask count. I don't know. Plus, the guy who made the tracker is not really modding in the community anymore. Yep, Wiza made the overlay. KDT helped with the tracker mod itself, so the data dump. But yeah, Wiza made the actual tracker, the UI. Because yeah, I believe Wiza actually does some front-end HTML stuff for his job. So creating this was some front and back end stuff, but mostly front end, I think. I'm not sure. Shaddy going to go pick up a pale ore? Oh, he does have nail 3 on his side of the board, so I guess it makes sense. Axe stopping here to kill the Gorgeous Husk, get a whole bunch of Geo. Presumably to help him finish out his mask shards. Where is Axe off to? What are you trying to do down here? Does he just want the journal? Yes, he does. Just wants the money. Oh, there is the journal goal. You're right. I totally forgot about that. Trying to focus more on Ax completing a row 1 goal for himself, so he can actually get to that. But it makes sense for him to think of it now. Having some troubles there. Shaddy continuing through Crystal Peak. I'm still surprised he hasn't killed CG2. Maybe he doesn't feel confident in that kill because CG2 is fairly difficult and he doesn't have really that much of a damage source right now, but I think it's still somewhat of a mistake to not do it now since you're here. Yeah, he's just leaving that goal behind. Probably to come back later when he has more damage. Not the biggest fan of this, though. I think with that bench right below CG2, you just... You get the kill and get the goal while you're there. Backtracking later is going to cost a whole bunch of time. Especially since he'd already sat at that bench, it really doesn't lose him anything. If he decides to go back later and sit at the bench, it's going to take him time to backtrack, take time to leave after the backtrack. Granted, the kill might be a little bit faster, but still probably not worth. Don't sell that. Okay. Ax almost selling one of his hunter's journals. It wouldn't be the biggest deal if he had sold that, really. There's so many journals on the field that he could just get another one. And it's not like that's a goal that's under threat of being taken by Shaddy right now, so. We'll see what Ax decides to do. Really should be going to get a mask shard and clearing some of his reserve. He could get almost full across the board right now. It looks like he might be stocking up to complete the spend geo goal at the same time, which would be really smart because then he could mark all 4 of the goals that he would have. Gets an extra mask, spends a little bit more money. He already has Sharp Shadow and Wraiths, and that's a clear snipe all the way to column 2. There's his 3rd mask shard. Yep, just needs 1 more. He's gonna have to go get this mask shard before he's... Don't do that. Okay. He would have lost that spent geo goal if he had bought something else at this point. Buying Fragile Strength. This will probably be to help with Moloch. I'm assuming he's going to go kill Moloch right now. Get that mask shard and mark the goal. He does have 5 grubs, so he could actually just cash those in and be done with it. But he's not choosing to do that. He's going to go kill... He's not going to kill Moloch. Where are you going? I thought he already got this one here by the Golems. Maybe I wasn't watching. I thought he already got this piece. Or maybe he got the one that Grub Daddy had. I don't know. Okay, so he didn't have this piece. So this will get him that goal. Plus, he should be marking the Sharp Shadow goal shortly. Hopefully before the spend 3,000 geo goal. Not sure where he's off to now. Contemplating life. While standing here. Yep, just standing here. Heading back to Dirtmouth. Please mark Sharp Shadow. He was just checking the logs. Yeah, you're right. Ax? Ax, you have 3 goals in reserve right now, dude. That means he doesn't get this goal. He loaded the wrong game. Yep, he just lost the 3K Geo goal. Sorry, bud. You have Sharp Shadow. And Howling Wraiths. All 3 of these are in Ax's reserve right now. So, 3K Geo is now lost to Ax. Going for Wanderer's Journals. Ax, mark a goal, please. If he gets a 5th journal here and doesn't mark it immediately, this is going to be bad. He will also not be able to mark 3K Geo. If he's going for a journal now to mark journals, 3K Geo, and Wraiths. Oof, gonna have a bad time. Because that goal will be unmarked immediately by me. He can mark the journals because that is markable for him. But if he tries to mark all the way across, he must forget he has Sharp Shadow. He just probably doesn't remember. Yeah, the reserve goal rule is to force people to mark goals. So you can't just hold a whole bunch in reserve and then spring them all on your opponent. Because in a scenario like this, one person could rack up, 5 to 8 goals, which would then confuse the other opponent where goals are. He's now realizing that he's lost that goal. That's frustrating.
Rando Stenja.
That is one way to handle that, where you say once you can mark a goal, you have to. But then that takes mind games out of the equation. To the point where you could, on purpose, choose not to mark something that you have to confuse the other player to where its location is. So, say you have Dreamnail or something. say you find Dreamnail somewhere and then mark a Deep Nest goal. And Dreamnail was also a goal. If you choose, I mean, if you have to mark both of them, then that just tells your opponent where Dreamnail is. So you can't, like, wait 20 minutes and then mark Dreamnail. The risk to doing that is that then your opponent could take that goal from you if they find it in that time where you're choosing not to mark it. So that's the risk reward for that play. So Shaddy now is fighting Crystal Guardian 2. Something he probably should have done a long time ago. But beats it no problem. So this is something that is now in Shaddy's reserve. Choosing not to mark that. See, this is something that Shaddy's doing on purpose, because by not marking Crystal Guardian 2, he is not revealing to Ax that he has Claw. Because revealing that, or marking that goal, is only possible if you have Claw. And since Claw was at Soul Catcher, which is very easily missed, Ax, you've got to mark 5 journals, man. Actually, no, he doesn't, because that's 2 goals in reserve. I'm just leaving this one starred to show that he can't get it anymore. Oh yeah, you're right. He can't mark 5 journals. He should go put Geo in the bank right now and clear that out of his reserve. Going to do random checks right now is dangerous. So this is a scenario where you know you have 2 goals in reserve, but going to do random checks, which could give you an item when you have a static goal on your side of the board, where you could clear your reserve. This is, you know, part of why this rule is in place, because it forces you to mark goals and forces you to do some creative routing with static goals to clear them. All right. So Shaddy marking both of those, 3K Geo and CG2. Yeah, he could do Dung Defender right now too to clear Wraiths. So there are options for him, but he's going to do some random checks instead. You're right, clear Sharp Shadow. Doesn't need a star in it anymore. So Ax still has 2 goals in reserve. Shaddy has none. Yeah, Siplax noting that you can in fact get to CG2 with a Shade Skip, but that's something that pretty much all runners are not going to be doing, because it's, you get 1 shot at it. Yeah, and you need to die to CG1 on purpose, come back, kill CG1 with your Shade in the arena, and then do a Shade Pogo after the fight. So it's risky and, yeah, not something people are going to want to do. Yeah, I suppose you're right. If he finds another random goal, he can just mark it right away anyway. Well, now Shaddy absolutely revealing that he has Claw. This is... Ax needs to get some goals, really. Which is where the Dung Defender play would be great, because that'll get him 2 more goals onto Shaddy's side of the board. Yeah, and Spell Twister was in one of the shops. I don't remember where Shaman was. But Shaddy has Shaman. Ooh, that's an unfortunate damage there. Please don't die. Okay, Axe is good here. And Long Nail. Axe getting soft locked down there by the seal, so it has to save quit out back to Soulmaster. Then we'll head down through the bottom, out and around. I can't remember where Heavy was. Heavy Blow in one of the shops? I don't think it was. So this is going to be another goal for Shaddy here.
Papanada.
If he remembers where Spell Twister was. Shaman was at Leg Eater? Maybe? I don't remember where it was. Was that last game? Or Twister was there? Twister was there this game. Shaman was in Dirtmouth, is that where it was? Oh, during the 3K. Okay. Gotcha. Nice hard falls, Shaddy. And another goal for Shaddy. So now Shaddy has to start all the way on his side of the board again, though. So the goals in column 3, 4, and 5 are really at no risk of being taken at the moment from Shaddy. Obviously, we know that column 2, Howling Wraiths, is easily obtainable right now. Shaddy doesn't know that. But all the others are pretty terrible to get out of Shaddy's home row. So a little bit of breathing room potentially for Ax right now. It looks like Ax is going to get the key and go do Dung Defender, which will free up his one of his reserves. Yep, that seems to be where Ax is going. This is smart, I think. Getting reserves out of, or getting goals out of your reserve when they're unintended reserves are usually a high priority. Reserves are fantastic for like a triple goal snipe kind of scenario. That can, if you get a goal right after that too, can lead into a 4-goal snipe, which feel really nice to mark that many goals at once. But usually that kind of play is strung together by a static goal or 2 or something like that. So yeah, this will be really nice for... This goal is actually kind of a steal too. It's so early on for Shaddy to be able to get this that it's almost surprising that he doesn't have it yet. But skipping that Wraith check is going to pay off for Ax. Or Shaddy skipping that Wraith check is going to pay off for Ax. I do not remember where Heavy Blow was. Crystal Peak, probably? I don't know. It looks like Shaddy is prioritizing the Pale Ore goal to get to nail 3. This is going to be... Actually, this will string nicely together with Nosk, because Nosk will be the 3rd Pale Ore that he really needs. He's already got the one in Crystal Peak. He just got the one here. And then if he goes and does Nosk now, that'll be all the Pale Ore he needs for nail 3. And that will string together with Nosk in the middle of the board. So a lot of synergy right now at Nosk. And I believe Shaddy already has nail 2. So this will be good. And with U strength, Nosk should go down fairly quickly. Okay. Oh man. Ax 100 geo, or not even 100, 86 geo short of being able to get that goal of the bank. Forgetting that you need to pay 100 to open a bank account first. He's trying to think of the quickest way to get that amount of geo. He's already killed Gorgeous Husk, though, I believe. Oh yeah, he's just gonna kill one of these sentries. I think one of the fastest ways to do this would maybe even be going to Grub Daddy. Gonna get a grub here as well for his trouble. It looks like Shaddy is making the play for a map. Nope, don't do that. Going down the Nosk. Gonna get his last Pale Ore. This would be a Galaxy Brain play if he just goes straight to Nosk and does... Ooh, Ax dying to the sentry. But if he goes straight to Nosk and does not save at the bench down here, if he's confident enough in his abilities, he could kill Nosk, get the Pale Ore, and quit out instead of being stuck in Deep Nest. Although most players will opt to sit at the spring bench just in case, because Nosk can be very trolly. Ax back for attempt 2 at this husk. Oof. Gets it no problem that time. A little extra damage, but it's no big deal. Both players actually at 8 grubs right now. None of them prioritizing the grub song check, but working towards it whenever they're close to a grub. So Ax heads back to the bank now, while Shaddy gets lost. Shaddy thinking it's a different room. You're just at a dead end now. Shaddy could die here. Nah, he should be good. Alright, so this will be 2 goals for Ax. 1,500. In the bank. Mark the goals, please. There you go. Now I think if you're Ax, you go Dung Defender, because that'll be 2 more goals and it'll be a tie game. Alright, so both players making the play. They should be right now. Not much else to say. Ax. Down to Dung Defender. Shaddy to Nosk. And I think Shaddy benched as well at the spring bench. I missed it. He is unlocking the shortcut here. Just in case. So both of those things, the shortcut and sitting at the bench, you know. Maybe he's not as comfortable with this Nosk fight, which is fair. Nosk can be just a pain. Alright, well, gets hit immediately. Yeah, really unfortunate for Ax that he died, and also that the claw was essentially reachable really early. But just not going back to check Soul Catcher. And at this point, I don't know that he will. I mean, it's one of those checks that's very easy to forget, especially once you're, you know, an hour into the race as they are now. So, very unlikely that we'll even see Ax get Claw this race. Still possible for him to win without Claw, but it makes it much more difficult, and his movement is going to be obviously slower than what Shaddy can do with Claw. So now, since Shaddy benched here, which I think it's a conservative play, ideally, you would not bench there. But since Shaddy benched there, now he has to go and get Tram Pass in order to get out. Andy, where are you going? He's gonna go check Dark Deep Nest. This is an interesting play. I don't know that I would do that here. You already have... Oof. Please don't do this. Come back later. He's trying to get the Devouts, it looks like, now. This is gonna be very difficult without land. Just quit. Just save quit. Come back later. This is not something I would do in the dark. Absolutely not. If he's only going to get the checks, that's more understandable. but 6 devouts in the dark is questionable. Oh, and he dies in the second dark room with 2400 geo. That hurts. You gotta go back for it now. He doesn't have the geo to get nail 3 without that. So this is just a time loss right now for Shaddy. For something he really doesn't need the check at the moment. Meanwhile, Ax is back at his second attempt at Dung Defender. Shaddy having trouble with the first dark room here. From the way he's moving, it doesn't seem like he's super familiar with these rooms. Which gives me even more reason to say that doing these rooms in the dark right now is just not worth it. If you're really familiar with these rooms, sure, it can be worth it, but I'd say just come back later. Alright, and there's another double snipe from Ax, and we have a tie game, 6-6. Ax finding Soul Catcher, Dung Defender, and maybe being reminded that he can check that now. Maybe that'll trigger some synapses in his brain that says, hey, I haven't checked Soul Catcher yet. He's going the crossroads. Could this be a Soul Catcher check? This is gonna be huge. Trying to do some swag pogos on his way up. No, is he going the Crystal Peak? No! Oh, it was so close. Wow, really loud wall. Thanks, game. He doesn't have enough geo. Go do Soul Catcher. Could the geo toll save Ax? Is he gonna farm this geo? Meanwhile, Shaddy's just finding all the nail arts in Deep Nest. None of which are on the board, though. Nope, Glowing Womb has not been checked yet. Alright, Shaddy killing a Devout. Really fairly simple with nail essentially 3 at this point. Because he has Unbreakable Strength on. So that's... is that 2 Devouts, I think? He is trying to get these Devouts killed in the dark. We still haven't found dive yet. For either player. This will be Devout number 3, I think. Oof. Getting the kill, though. Actually, this will work out really nicely for Shaddy now that he's got 4. He can get into Beast Den if he can get past this dark room, which I'm not sure if he's familiar with this one. This is a more of a glitched dark room that you would use. NMG, I believe, always has Lantern coming through this one. Maybe not. Ax quitting out before he can get to deep focus. So, by going this way, Shaddy is avoiding getting the tram pass, which isn't the worst thing in the world. I think I would have opted to get the tram pass and leave that way instead of doing anything here in Deep Nest at the moment, including the checks and the devouts. Although getting the devouts now isn't terrible, but he's not even completing the devouts, so he's going to come back later anyway. Well, after Ax bailed on deep focus, he's now heading back there. I was so hopeful for a minute after, after Ax picked up Soul Catcher. Oh, but nope. Why is his dash green? Because he's using a mod. That's why his cloak is green as well, and his nail slash is green. Weed. Actually, yes, that answer. I choose that answer instead. Also interesting that Ax is choosing to do deep focus first. By doing, oh, now he's gonna bail on it again. But if he was gonna do deep focus first, he has no way to get out of there if once he got the item. So usually, whenever I come into Crystal Peak without Claw, I will go and sit on the CG1 bench, and then go to deep focus so I can save quit back to the bench, and then continue on to finish the rest of Crystal Peak.
Rando Stenja.
So this is Nail 3 and Nosk for Shaddy, making it 6 to 8. I mean, even if Ax doesn't want to finish all of Crystal Peak, I think it's still a better idea to come up here, get the Shopkeeper's Key, and then go down to Deep Focus. And then consider that the end of your Crystal Peak adventures. At least until you get something where you can check more items. So it looks like Shaddy is heading back to Deep Nest to finish his Devout's kills. Which, now that he's here in Distant Village, will be no problem. There's no more dark rooms. Plus, you can just take the shortcut right up here. No problem. The second time. Shaddy can mark Devouts. He just needs one more, which will be down here to the right. Or did he get all of them? I don't know if he killed the other one that was down below Galeon. Where's he going? There was a devout right there in the light. I guess he's going to this one. In the dark. For swag points. Why? There's like 5 devouts in Beast Den. And you can reach 3 of them without going in the trap bench. Okay, well there's Midwife. The other devout is right here. So this isn't a big issue, but a little bit questionable decision making. Oh jeez, don't die now. It's still gonna work out though. And Shaddy gets the goal. Okay, but now what? Now if you're Shaddy, you're back in search mode. You just gotta go find stuff. Need Dream Nail, or Shade Cloak, or Shade Soul. Wait. Doesn't Ax have Shade Soul? Or is his tracker wrong? His tracker might be wrong. I think he just has VS right now. Nice Pog Axe by Ax. Yeah, it's probably a tracker issue. It's showing the box around his other key. This is an issue that shows up when you open other save files. Nope, you need Dive to talk to the Fluke Hermit. So that's not possible at the moment for either player. Void Tendrils journal entries, not possible because you need Shade Cloak for that. Marmu's not possible because you need Dream Nail. Weaver Song is randomized. 15 grubs cannot be obtained by Shaddy right now. That is something Ax could get. So really they're both just in search mode. Until they find things. Interesting wall jump there from Shaddy. This fight should be absolutely no problem for Shaddy. He's got Nail 3 plus Unbreakable Strength. This will go very quickly. Yep, Ax can't mark it right now because, yeah, only 2 in his starting row, or column. Remember when we used to do wiggle strats on top of these guys? We thought it was fast. No. Hey, there's Shade Cloak. That's a start. Shaddy still needs a journal, though. And a Hornet kill. And something in column 1 to be able to get the Void Tendrils journal entry. But that's a goal that's available now. Ax realizing you need Claw to get to that chest. And his adventures in Crystal Peak are over. Ax saying, wait, what the fuck? Okay, GG in bingo chat. It looks like he's forfeiting. Yep, Ax is forfeiting the race. Did he delete his save? Oh, too tilted to play. I don't think the save file delete was accidental. So that's gonna be a GG. GG by forfeit. That means that Shaddy will win over Ax by a score of 13-6.
Yeah, sorry, dude. I can't finish this one. I lost a goal early on, and I was just extremely tilted after that. Like I was I was playing terribly. I don't know. It's yeah. I can't like. I mentally cannot do that. Sorry.
Feels bad, man.
Nah, dude. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah. Just don't tilt forehead. I know. I was trying to stay on the game, but I just couldn't. Oh. Yeah, I was just like playing terribly. I mean, I already gave up. Yeah. Where was Claw, by the way?
Oh, he's gonna hate this.
Yeah, like. Oh. Fuck. Right, yeah. Yeah, that was part of it. Like, I had no idea where to find Claw, and I was doing like Crystal Bakes wingless and like clawless and everything. And I actually found both of them. First one of them was at Vanilla location, and the other one was at Shape Phone. Ah, rip, yeah. I see. Yeah, what happened to me at the start was I found Sharp Shadow. I don't even remember when and where, but I didn't notice it's on the board. So
Okay, started doing.
then I found Howling Rates by chance, and then I was gonna go 5 Wondrous Journals into spend 3,000 into Howling Rates, but then I got the 3,000 geo, and that got invalidated, like because I already had 2 reserve goals in Sharp Shadow and Howling Rates. But I lost the 3,000 geo goal, and that's just kind of screwed up my whole plan. And
Yeah, Shaddy's
yeah.
muted on his stream, so I'm not in their chat right now. I'm just listening.
Ah, I see. Yeah. Yeah. I see. Yeah. uh,
Oh yeah, I'm eavesdropping.
yeah, you played well, man. Can I give you that? I'm really sorry. This must be such a bummer to you. That you couldn't finish this.
Oh, I'm absolutely dropping eaves right now. Please.
Yeah.
And so are all of you. Haha, got him.
Join Mick. I guess we can.
Oh hey.
Yeah, hey.
Yeah. Sorry to everybody. That was a horrible performance, and I just
Oh
couldn't
hey.
continue it. Hey.
Oh shit, need to mute that.
Huh?
I had the stream, so I had an echo.
Oh, I see. But yeah, I don't know if you were listening to us talk there, but I was just like insanely mentally broken after that sharp shadow thing. I just didn't notice it was on the board.
Yeah, I get that. I wanted you to mark it so bad, but then you held on to it for a couple minutes. And yeah.
Oh well.
Where was Sharp Shadow? So
I don't even remember.
I see.
Do you, Mick?
I don't remember either.
I already got that Ax haven't found Claw.
Oh yeah.
When you picked up Soul Catcher Axe and you went back to Crossroads, I was like, oh, that pickup of Soul Catcher triggered it in his mind to go and check it. And then you went to Crystal Peak, and I was so dejected. I was like, it's right there. Just go get it.
I pretty much completely forgot about Soul Catcher existing, because I guess it was just like everything stacking on top of each other, just being in a horrible state after the Sharp Shadow thing, and yeah.
I think I did like quite big mistake, like buying Quick Slash. That was impulsive decision, and like that was really bad for me because I could rush the Geo thing and put Axe in even worse situation.
Oh yeah. I think I would have gotten that goal if I wasn't so dumb.
Well, Shaddy rushed the shops instead of going to Salubra.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah, right. You got the left side with that.
And that was really like Wings was okay because it was row, like left row is mediocre and like top row is best because like the opposite one, the bottom row was awful.
Yeah. I didn't mind the right side at all. Like I wasn't too annoyed about you getting those goals early.
Yeah, right side was okay. That's why I was like punching myself in the face once I marked Quick Slash like in 5 seconds after.
I mean, it's
like I saw
goals in the home row.
I saw second column and God, that will be tough. Like,
I guess you didn't have Geo to buy Cloak either after that, or did you?
I had a lot of Geo because I sold all these Wanderer journals.
Oh, but
I literally picked up.
Did you go to Salubra after getting the wings?
Right. Yes, of course. That was my like next play. I went to Salubra and like found the dash.
Yeah, were you able to buy it?
I didn't have a Geo to buy it, but I did a skip to Resting Grounds, and both of pickups were Geo, so I had barely enough. Like
right, yeah, that makes sense.
So I bought Dash right after, and then right after I checked the Soul Catcher, so I had Claw like at 10 minutes mark or at 15-minute mark.
Oh yeah, I really should have remembered to check that.
I was scared.
I even had VS. There was no excuse to not check it. I was sure you
Like,
had gotten claw at like Christoph X or you did Mantis Lords or something.
no,
I had no
I
idea
I
where it
go
was.
I went around the fungal wastes and did some checks in Green Pass. Actually, one check, just one, the um, chest.
I see. Yeah.
And if I like, I was doubting checking the Holden race, and I had to check it. It would be even better for me. I could
Yeah, it would have been
progress
an insane
like
spot
to your
there.
side
Yeah.
extremely fast.
Then you could have sniped the 3000 GA before I even had a chance to get it, probably.
We both did some mistakes here.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, your one was like major mistake,
Yeah.
like that caused you to into tilt, I guess.
I mean, I probably still could have put up a fight, but I just couldn't play. Like,
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think you had pretty good chances of like winning this, because. However, I found like I could found so I found second dash, so
Oh, where was
I
that?
had to find Dream Nail and I would be fine. Um, second dash was at Watcher Knights. Like I had nailed
Oh, you
3
did
and
Watcher Knights already? Wow.
I had like nail 3 and fragile strength, so that was quick fight. All the fights were really quick. Nosk was quick
I
because I
see, yeah.
got nail 2
Yeah, that makes
before.
sense.
I
Oh,
did really a lot of like waste of time trying to collect all these spellers and stuff.
uh, no, yeah, your routing seems really good, at least compared to mine. I don't know. It would be interesting to see how this would have gone if I didn't mess up with the sharpshooter and get claw butts. Woulda, shoulda, right?
Anyway, GG.
Yeah,
Uh,
GG. Hope I did.
I hope you recover from your tilt.
Yeah, I'll recover.
Okay.
All right. Well, thanks,
All right.
guys. Appreciate it. Good race.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks
ya.
for commentating.
Mhm.
See ya.